It is funny where you can find some of the best, most heartwarming stories. Sometimes they're not in history books, but tucked away in small places like the comment section of a YouTube video. That's where a user named Brian Bomarito shared a simple, wonderful memory with me about his father and a TV star that we all know. His comment starts off, "My father met Bob Denver at CBS in the late 1960s. I was just a kid myself during the late 60s, but even though I was young, I knew that I was living in a complicated time. When my parents watched the news, it seemed like the main topic every night was the Vietnam War, and things were tough for soldiers who had come home. And apparently Brian's dad was one of those men." So in his YouTube comment, Brian says that one day his dad and a group of vets, a bunch of them amputees, were given a special tour of CBS TV studios. That had to be pretty cool, right? Way back then, this was like visiting the center of the universe. This was where the magic came from, beamed right into our living rooms every night. On that tour, the vets got to meet a whole bunch of famous people. It was a real who's who of 1960s television. Brian says they met Don Adams from Get Smart, Doris Day, who was a huge movie and music star, right? But also had a TV show on CBS at the time. They met Phyllis Diller. They even got to meet the character actor Arthur O'Connell. And then they went to Alan Hale Jr.'s restaurant and had something yummy to eat. What a really cool day that must have been for those men. A chance to be seen and thanked, to just feel normal. Okay, maybe a little bit more than normal, to feel special and have a little fun. But out of all those big stars, there was one person Brian's father never forgot. Of all of them, Brian wrote in his comment, Dad remembered Bob Denver the fondest. Bob was, of course, Gilligan. And before that, he was Maynard on Dobie Gillis. Gilligan's Island had been a pretty darn popular show on CBS, and with reruns, it was playing everywhere and even more beloved. At that time, Bob was one of the most recognizable people in America, but his dad's reason for remembering him had nothing to do with the show. Brian explained Bob actually bought a color TV set for the veterans when he heard they were going to lose their old black and white TV. Why was this such an awesome thing? Well, way back then, as Brian points out in his comment, color TVs were very expensive. Yeah, he's not kidding. It wouldn't be until the mid-70s before my family joined the ranks of color TV watchers. We simply couldn't afford it. In the late 1960s, a color TV was a true luxury. It wasn't something that you just picked up on a whim. A new one could cost hundreds of dollars, which would be like thousands of dollars today. So you get it, right? It was a major purchase. So at some point, Bob Denver, during this studio tour, must have overheard that this group of wounded veterans was about to lose their TV. Probably in a hospital ward or a rec room, something like that. It was their main link to the outside world, their entertainment, their comfort. And he didn't just say, "Oh, that's a shame." He didn't tell his assistant to, "Hey, why don't you look into that?" He quietly went out and bought them a brand new color TV. He didn't just replace what they lost. He gave them a huge upgrade. He gave them a window into a world of full, bright color. That act of pure, simple kindness is Bob Denver in a nutshell. No cameras, no publicity, just a good person seeing a need and taking care of it. And everything that I've ever heard about Bob tells me that Brian's story is true. For Brian's father, a man who had been through so much, that single act meant more than all the handshakes and autographs from the other stars combined. The fame didn't matter. What mattered was the heart. Brian's comment concludes with the simple, perfect summary. Bob really went the extra mile. I've got to say that I'm so pleased that Brian took the time to share this story with me. And now, I get to share it with all of you. I truly believe that there are a lot of great people out there like Bob Denver. I like to think that we all have the potential to be like Bob. Doing good, expecting little to no accolades in return, just making the world a better place with one small act of kindness at a time. The new issue of RetroFan is out. You can preview it at tomorrows.com.
Let's party! Touring in 1989, McDonald's double cheeseburger is just 89 cents.
I find that hard to believe.
Believe it. We're celebrating with a big taste of 2 all-beef patties and golden melted cheese.
Good grub.
Good double cheeseburger, and it's just 89 cents.
May I say, this is going to be a lovely year.
Thank you, Eddie.
So start 89
Come on.
with a McDonald's double cheeseburger for just 89 cents.
And I get change back from $1, I think.
You are special.
You didn't have to do it, but you did. So thank you very much for your support, for your support, for your support. Thank you very much for your support.
Click on that thumbnail cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.